The economics in this industry are dumb simple. This is like supply and demand 101. Buyer demand drops when your prospects get busy. Remember, you're offering a premium home service, so it's a want, not a need. Uh, and look, when buyer demand drops, supply remains the same. Guys, you have to remember, you have the same number of competitors during the summer as you do during the winter. So this is why things get more expensive and why volume drops. So, what's the best way to keep revenue consistent when demand for your services is lowest? Well, as they say, when life gives you lemons, go make lemonade. Or as I like to tell my kids when it's snowing outside, which does not happen here very often in North Carolina, get off the screens and go play in the snow. So next, I'd like to spend some time discussing seasonal service stacks. These are bolt-on services that are still seasonal, but they follow the opposite seasonal curve of the residential painting industry. So when demand drops for one service, it spikes for another. Now, this offsetting revenue curve is designed to keep your business consistent throughout the year. Services like holiday lighting, pressure washing, gutter services, they all require a small upfront investment, but they allow you to cross-sell your existing customer base. In the world of business, this is called leverage, and leverage is an opportunity. So to help facilitate this discussion, I'd like to bring on two business owners who I value immensely. One is Soren with Media's Painting and Media's Lighting. And then we also have Ashley with Lit AF Lighting, which is arguably my favorite business name of all time. Ashley is also somebody who I've coached in the marketing side and is a brilliant marketer herself. She runs a marketing agency called One Love Social, which specializes in marketing for holiday lighting companies. So please throw some emojis. Let's hear some love for these two guys. Ashley, Soren, thank you for being here today. This is the definition of your network is your net worth. All right. So I want to kick things off with Ashley. Ashley, it's great to see you again. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of you, like who you are, how you got into this space, and then I want to move over to Soren, and then I want to circle back to you. I know you have a few things that you want to share with the team.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is a pleasure to be here with everyone. I was actually really excited when you approached me about this, Austin. I have an agency very similar to Austin, but guess what? All we do is Christmas lights, and trash can cleaning. We do a lot of the weird stuff. And I've been involved with the Christmas light industry for over 5 years now. I actually, this year, I just launched my own Christmas light business called Lit AF because I think I'm so funny. And I have a feeling that other people will think it's funny too. But aside from that, we've helped like hundreds and hundreds of holiday light clients stack revenue every year. And we're so deep in the business that we actually help some of our clients even close virtual quotes. So in the past 2 seasons, we have closed just under 1 million in revenue for about 20 clients, just all virtually. So pulling up houses on Google Earth, quoting them, selling them jobs. So I am a wealth of knowledge. I love this industry so much. And that's kind of me. I know you see my background. I'm not super fancy. I don't have like the step and repeat, but I live in South Florida and I'm real informal, but I get shit done.
Man, Ashley, the background you got there is beautiful, and I love anytime that you send some pictures on social media of where you live. I'm jealous whenever it's cold and rainy up here. So, Soren, I want to move on to you, brother. Give everyone a
Yes.
brief rundown of you and how you got into the space and kind of what you do between the painting and the lighting, and you do some other things on the gutter and pressure washing side as well.
Yeah, we all know all kind of businesses from investments to painting and so on. And the biggest debate that we had with the painting, we always wanted to do pressure washing, right? Because they connect, they cross-reference. When we give an estimate for something, hey, would you like painting too? So we start doing pressure washing. What we realized with the pressure washing, it's such a good field that we almost wanted to grow it like crazy to be in millions, right? But then we realized we live in Virginia. Florida doesn't have this problem. uh, we can't do pressure washing all year long, so we have to stop kind of this time of the year until like April, right? Chemicals, they don't work in the low temperatures. So we didn't agree with just letting people at home and losing good people in our company, good talents that we trained for so long. So we had to come up with an idea how we can compensate the painting at the same time when it has a deep pressure washing. Now you stop. So what we added Christmas lights and gutter guards. Um, the cool thing, if you think about it, about these fields, lights, and I don't know if any of you analyze this, because I hear sometimes, oh, I'm not going to get in Christmas lights. It's no money. It's running to the ground to make the money and all that. I don't agree at all if you read the numbers. Let's start with gutter guards and let's hit the lights. Gutter guards, they have 8 percentage labor, 13 percentage material. It's 20 percentage. It's 80 percentage left over after you're done. Average job, it's around 45, 4600, right? 1 day job. It requires a ladder and a drill. That's all. So you don't have to invest like crazy amounts of money in anything besides uh, when you start local groups, Facebook, Google Local, and so on, right? Lights, while lights came to my attention, it's a similar product. If you look at it, it's for temporary, it's 5 labor, 3 percentage to take it down, and then you have 10% material. So it's 20 percentage, right? You are left with 80 percentage. Not saying that in the second, third year, you're going to make crazy amount of profits because 10 percentage goes out because you use the same lights. So it's crazy amount of profit. So why wouldn't I have two guys in a van with two ladders bringing in the company 5,000 a day? You tell me. And when I hear people saying, no, it's not worth it, it's worth it for me. I can bring 5,000 for 2 months every day. And guess what? It gets crazy. Busy. You can work Saturday and Sunday. So you can work 30 days, 30 days. You have 60 days. People are crazy having those lights on, right? Uh, I think it's so beneficial keeping the pressure washing guys pretty much having a stable job throughout the winter and you making so good of a profit. Uh, Gutter guards, it's same thing. Once you have the customers, you can install those all year long. But what we try to do, like just like Matt mentioned, we offer customers, hey, would you like to have your gutter guards installed more in December and January, right? So we try to push those jobs to fill all the spots so you have a smooth transition from a season to another one, and it really works for us. And I'm so pumped about it. Pressure washing the same. We've done power washing for so long. We used most of the time the 4,000 psi pressure washing in our painting trucks. And then we decided to move to a different stage. We started investing in specialty skids, nicer trucks, wrapped, and so on. uh, Much faster production rate, much faster. Yeah, you invest, but you get it back. More professional looking, and you can one truck, one guy, you can make, I would say, a month easily over $40,000.
So, Soren,
So
I want to get into the nuances of each of those service stacks. I
yes,
actually want to circle back to Ashley first, and let's get in the weeds on the holiday lighting side because
yes.
I think you guys can both parlay off each other here pretty well.
Mhm.
Ashley, why don't you take the lead on this? Can you give me a rundown of like how you started your own lighting company from never owning a service-based business? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
So like we have some guys on here who might be interested in getting into the holiday lighting space. Like talk to us about like how you got started, what the investment looked like, and ultimately like how difficult is it?
So it's so easy. A marketer could do it, guys. Um, this was something that I've wanted to do for probably the past 3 years, just because, I'm watching all these leads. We're getting our clients. I'm making our clients money by actually closing the leads. And it was just finally the right time to do it. And, I speak at all these different conferences. I'm definitely an industry leader, especially on the marketing side. And marketing is half of it. Uh, but what I am learning now, as I am a home service business owner now, is that the other half is the fulfillment, which is the manpower, which is the labor and the materials. So that was kind of a little bit of a learning curve for me as I had to assemble a team, right? But as far as like, I just launched my business a month ago, guys. My total investment right now is like $2,000. So very, very low, very low. I mean, I am, as we're speaking, I am pumping a lot of money into our Google ads. I'm pumping a lot into our Facebook ads, and I just did a nice little purchase of yard signs. But, as far as like the materials go, again, I'm a little different than you guys. You guys have the labor. I have to, I have to outsource that. But as far as like materials go, um, basically we just collect a 50% deposit from all of our clients, and then we take that deposit to purchase the lights. So it really is like, zero. As soon as we start collecting all of the money from our clients, the 50% deposit, we just place a big order for lights. So
So good. Now, actually, did you have any slides that you wanted to go over before I hand this back over to Soren?
yeah, I do.
Let's
And
do it.
you guys like sometimes I can just like I can go for a long time. So you guys just got to cut me off or like ask questions.
Yeah,
Uh
let's go.
let me share my
Oh, hang
screen.
on. Let me make sure. Hang on. All right. Try. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. All right. Oops, that was the end. Oop. Okay. All right. I made some cute slides for you guys because I'm the girl on the panel and that's what we do, okay? I'm your cheat code to a six-figure add-on, how painters can cash in with holiday lights. Uh, it's just a couple slides. Like I said, I can kind of go over these quickly, and if you have questions, just like totally chime in. Let me minimize this a little bit. All right, so what I kind of got together for you guys is like why holiday lighting is the easiest and most profitable add-on for painters. How to get started from materials, suppliers, pricing, marketing. Soren is definitely going to be able to be a wealth of knowledge here too. And how to sell jobs quickly. I'll give you some like quoting tips and some realistic profit margins that you can expect for first year. And I also made a curated cheat sheet for you guys. This is something that I wish I had. And there's a lot of noise out there, and I really just try to cut through the noise for you guys and give you the best list of distributors that I have, the best Facebook groups to go into. I even put a little easy button in there. There's companies out there that already have this down, and you can just kind of partner up with them. So I can go into that too. But so the coolest thing about you guys is that you already have like 90% of what you need. You have the ladders, you got the trucks, you have the crews, you have the insurance. So, I mean, you're like you've got everything. The only thing you really need is you need a little bit of training, right, for your guys, and you got to sell some jobs. So this is to me just like a no-brainer kind of add-on that you guys can add. Um, and I just wanted to drop some stats here for those of you who don't know that much about the industry. You know, average installs. Now this is just depending where you are. Like we're all throughout United States. I know in this on the Zoom, but I would say between 1,200 and 2,000. Of course, you're going to get homes that are bigger, and some of you are like in these like ritzy areas. Just go ahead and understand that maybe your average might be 2,000 plus. But for me, where I am, Palm Beach County, this is very realistic average and profit margins. So they can vary, depending on what you already have. You guys already have the labor, so that's like such a huge part. But you can expect profit margins, especially like first year, to be anywhere on a low end from maybe like 25% to on a higher end 40%. So what I have set up and how I have like my business, we're going to be around 45% this season, which means our second season is going to be killer because we don't have to pay for all the materials that we already bought, right? And the labor is going to be cut down a little bit too, as the crew already knows, and these lights are already custom cut to these homes. Uh, and something that I love, that I absolutely love about like these temporary lights is the repeat rate, right? So there's a lot of ways to get to Z, but I like this way the best. This is where you kind of like we do a leasing model on these lights. So we're not really like we're not selling it to them, we're leasing them. And what we do is we put them on a contract for 3 years. First year is going to be a little bit more expensive. And then second and third year, what we do is we go ahead and discount, about 15%, between 10 and 15%. But we can do that very easily because we've already saved so much on labor and the materials. So just based on that, you're gonna retain, even if you're not even trying, you're gonna retain about 80% of your clients from year one and year two. So that's a big, big plus. Like you just get to keep building, and that lifetime value is like, phew, you know what I mean? And another cool thing that you should know, and I mean, I think it's obvious to me because, and probably Soren because we're in this, but the demand for holiday lights is before Thanksgiving. So with me, like what we do with our clients and what I've done with my business is we typically start in September. It's a real short season. It's like September to like December 10th. That's every year. December 10th seems to be the magic number. That's when everybody says, ugh, enough. No more ads. We can't do anymore. We're filled up. So it's a very short season, and I know that it kind of correlates a little bit to when you're off season or when you're not so busy. So it is kind of like ideal for painting. Um,
And
and
hey, actually, the one thing I will say, guys, is the one thing that you haven't mentioned yet. I'm interested to see if you will, but this is a fun business model. Like anytime, so we have Christmas lights that we put on our house every year. We've done it like 4 or 5 years in a row now, and every single time I call into this company, they're called Patriot Illumination.
that's my
Um,
client.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're your client. Yeah. So these guys answer the phone. They're like, "Merry Christmas! It's a merry day." Like they show up in like a tuxedo with like Christmas trees all over them, and like it just makes you excited about the holiday. So like we want to talk about like really loving what you do. This is a great opportunity for you guys.
Oh my gosh. We have so much fun, guys. Like at the end, like this is kind of like if you think about it, if you're going to add this to your business, a good way to also pitch it to your teams is like, yo, this is a Christmas bonus. Like you're bringing joy to people. This is not nobody needs Christmas lights, okay? But people really want them. It brightens up the season. You're going to be the neighbor that everybody's envying. The kids, like think of all the memories. Like, I mean, it is a lot of fun. It's sometimes when you're in the hustle bustle of it, as a business owner, it can get frustrating, right? Because it's a lot coming at you really in such a short amount of time. But when you remember, like at the end of the day, it's Christmas light, guys. It is a lot of fun. And you know, we get our clients to like put Santa hats on and do these fun, ridiculous ads. We do it too, and you can have a lot. You can have a lot of fun with it. And like some pictures here, like I tell all of tell all the guys that I train and like all of our clients, I'm like, I don't want a picture of you without a Santa hat. That's kind of like how it goes.
So good.
But it is fun. And I might be simplifying this like too much, but you guys have most of it. Like really all you guys need to start. I mean, if you're really adventurous, you could even try to get a couple jobs in this year just to kind of experiment a little bit, but you just need the materials, you need the manpower, and you need marketing. And in your case, marketing, like if you're going to do it this year, you don't really need advertising dollars. You guys have a customer base already. Send out a text message, send out an email, give them a call, and be like, guess what we just did? We added on Christmas lights, and we'd love to light up your home. And as far as materials, I mean, I'm kind of just now starting to like get all my materials too, but it's easy, kind of cheap stuff, guys. You do want to do the commercial grade stuff, and I know Soren's probably agreeing with me. Like, don't do the Home Depot stuff. Go all in. Um,
Yeah.
some commercial grade C9 bulbs, clips, timers, cords, wreaths, garland, all this stuff you can really get. I'm going to give you, like I said, a list of distributors that are just amazing, and they have all this. They have starter kits. It's made really easy for people like us, for business owners to go ahead and put an order in. Um, like I said, I'll give you a list of like reputable distributors. And what I was kind of saying before, like my startup costs have been like really nothing, guys. I mean, 2000. And like I said, you do need a little ad spend if you're going to go in all season. So that's kind of the materials side. Manpower, I don't really have to harp on this too much. I'm so jealous of you guys because you have literally everything. You have the ladders, you got the manpower, you have the insurance, like you're pretty much there. You need really what you could do is jump on YouTube University and look at a couple of videos on how to install these lights. This is not temporary lights are very easy to install. It's not rocket science and your guys are already equipped to do it. So skip this slide. And, as far as like the marketing and ad spend, this is really more applicable for probably next season. Even if you were going to get started this season, you're not going to need everything. But typically what I say is like you need yard signs. That's usually the highest return on ads, or excuse me, the highest return on investment is yard signs. The stupid yard signs that have we hang Christmas lights and your phone number, real basic stuff. I just spent about 500 on yard signs, and that 500 I'm expecting to bring in at least 15,000 in revenue. Facebook ads is definitely a must for paint or excuse me for Christmas lights because it's super visual and you can show your team, you can show your Christmas spirit, and a lot of that like really helps and resonates in your local areas. So typically what I say is if you're gonna go all out September through December, you need depending on like if you do it yourself or whatever, if you hire like out a company, but I would say you'll need probably about 6 to 7,000 for ad spend. And for Google ads, you'll probably want the same, maybe just a little bit more if you're going to go all season. And I don't know if there's any questions in here at all.
Hey guys, if you have any questions for Ashley or Soren, please pop them in the chat here and we'll make sure we get those answered. Ashley, please continue. This is great.
Okay. I'm having fun. Okay, so this is like my favorite part and probably something that you guys are wondering too. I'm really interested also, Soren, to hear how you guys are doing it. But so remember, guys, I'm a marketer first. I just started my Christmas light business. I sold like $1 million in revenue in virtual jobs. So that's my thing. You're going to hear, if you get a little bit deeper in this industry, a lot of people love the in-persons. So what I'm doing with mine is I'm doing a hybrid. So I have my virtual quoting team and I've got my in-person team. I've got two different campaigns going. One campaign is driving straight virtual sales. The other one is driving straight to my in-person quoters calendar. That's an Ashley thing, and you'll have to check back in with me and I'll let you know all of my results at the end of the season. But when it comes to virtual quoting, it's super easy. You do need somebody like you need an admin or it could be you. But what we do is we go ahead and grab that address. So like when we're getting, lead forms in from website, whether it's Facebook, website, Google, we collect their full address and we go straight to Zillow and to Google Earth and look that house up. From that, we're able to tell, is do they really can they afford the Christmas lights? Like sometimes you might not even afford it, but is it applicable? So sometimes we'll randomly get a lead in that's an apartment. Well, we're not going to do an apartment because it's 750 minimum to go out, right? And that's not enough roof line. And but then also I have a program where I upload the picture and I put lights. I trace the outline of the roof. I put a bunch of like little mini lights on the trees and on the columns, and I can mock that up in about 5 minutes. It also helps me to quote it too. What we're also doing is because like AI is amazing. I've created like a GPT that can actually just measure the home for you. So at least front facing. So what my team does is they take a screenshot of the job from Zillow or Google Earth, upload it into ChatGPT. I program Chat to, to do the measurements the exact way that Ashley wants them to do it. And Chat knows exactly like the amount that we're charging per foot, and there's a 10% variance in case like we kind of mess up. There's room for error there, and we can get that quote out to somebody within like 6 minutes.
So good.
And it's the best thing. Sometimes you need a little bit higher volume when you're doing the virtual quoting, but if you're really good and you're on them and fortune's in the follow-up, my close rate right now, my team's close rate is about 15% with virtual quotes. So
Love
um,
it.
that's definitely like one way to do it. And then for the virtual, excuse me, for the in-person side, um, we have a calendar that I have a virtual quoter. It's not me. I do hire that out. It's actually my neighbor, John. He was so nice to do that with me this year. So neighbor John will go out and he'll knock on the door and, he's already got his appointment. He's showing up at these $20 million homes in Palm Beach where we live. He's showing up here, he's showing up there. And, he's like drawing out. He goes, okay, well, this is how much it's going to be if you want to really do the winter wonderland. And his close rate right now is for every job that he's on, I think he's at about 65%. And he just started doing this 3 weeks ago. So you kind of get better. You kind of fumble a lot in the beginning and you just have to expect that. But even fumbling for 3 weeks, like we're at a 65% close rate with neighbor John. So I say that to say, if neighbor John can do it, I think you guys can definitely do it. And one of like the little tips and tricks is you guys have all heard the good, better, and best package. That's kind of what we do. It's like we do like a basic, classic, and premium. So a basic for us is going to be just like a nice clean roof line, easy breezy. It's the cheapest, right? If they want classic, we're here in Florida in Palm Beach County, and so there's trees and palm trees, so it's very likely that whoever is looking for a quote probably has a tree or two in their front yard or backyard. So that is considered classic. Premium is considered like ground light. So those are going to be the lights maybe like outlining like a flower bed or where bushes are and garland. So it's nice to give those options, let them see, but usually we'll just show them like the premium one first and then let them start taking this and that away to fit their budget. And that's kind of like the selling in a nutshell. I mean, I could kind of show you what these mock-ups look like and stuff like that. But I also have links to like the system that I'm using that you can draw all the lights on. And I can give that, I'm going to give that to you guys at the end. So I have,
Awesome. Yeah, if you could pop that in the chat after we're done, actually, that would be killer.
yes, yes, yes.
Awesome.
And I think I have like one more slide. Oh yeah, I was talking about my curated cheat sheet for you guys. So in here is my trusted distributors and vendors. These are people that personal businesses that I personally have worked with and have known in this industry for 5, 6 years. Um, the training and setup, it's the same kind of thing. Like these guys, all of them, like you cannot go wrong. You can send your crews to them. You can go to them. Sometimes there's opportunities where it's probably not right now because it's like obviously season, but there's also opportunities where they'll just fly to you and do training with your team. So these are the ones like hands down, I think the best in the industry. And I also have in here a couple of Facebook groups. Now, I don't know what your painting Facebook groups are like, but I will say sometimes there's a little drama in the Christmas light ones. Uh, Everybody's talking smack and everybody knows what you. So if you got to cut, once you cut through the noise and just get the facts, it's kind of just like any of those Facebook groups. But I don't think I've ever been in a Facebook group that's like these Christmas lighting groups. It just it is what it is. But I have some good groups there. I do have a little easy button. It's a partnership option, so I'll link that in here too. It's kind of what I did at the end. I had a business partner who didn't know anything about home service, but he was really excited about it. And at the end of the day, I had to kick him to the curb because he just didn't bring any value to the table. And I was ready to do this all on my own. I mean, I'm a big girl, I can do it. And I was kind of chatting with one of my clients who has like these 10 locations. And I was like, guess what I did, guys? And we really got to chatting. And I realized what they also offered. I mean, they never told me about it before because they didn't know I was interested in a Christmas light business. But I feel like my year one is going to be like a lot of people's like year two or year three because I pressed that easy button. They came on board. They helped me with the material. They helped me with the labor. They're helping me with the warehouse that I need to get. So there's there's a lot of benefits to doing it. For me, it worked. I don't know. I don't think everybody has to do it, but just know that you could also just press an easy button. And then I also listed here like tools and apps that we personally use for my business and that my clients use. And, Patriot Illumination, which is the team that does Austin's house, they use all of these too. And they've been in the industry for like 10 years. These are some of the best recommendations that I can give you. You don't have to guess. So, like I was telling you before, Google Earth is fantastic. I should have also put Zillow. We use Zillow also. Holiday Home Concepts. I reached out to Sarah, who owns Holiday Home Concepts. This is like for the mock-ups where you add the lights to the roof line. And if you guys type in One Love, you'll just get 10% off like every month, and it's great. For lead management, so that's where we do all of our virtual quoting. We do it through High Level. So some of you may have it, some of you may not. But that's my preferred method because that's just what I know and what I've been using for clients for like 4 years. It's wonderful. Speed to lead. I set up my automations. Every lead gets an automated text and email, and then we have one of our virtual quoters start that conversation after the automation. And then I threw in like this really cool calculator. I don't know how handy it's going to be for people who don't have palm trees, but this has really helped me and my team. It's a palm tree calculator. You go into this thing, you type in the diameter of the palm tree, you type in the height, and it tells you exactly how many mini lights you need. And because if you quote mini lights wrong, I mean, you could really be out of pocket real quick. So I thought that was cute. And then I dropped in a link for my Calendly if you had any questions and the easy button Calendly link. And that's my spiel, guys. This
Awesome. Ashley, this is jam-packed of value. Guys, if you found some value in this, throw some emojis in the comments here. Give Ashley some love. And Ashley, if you wouldn't mind sending those links over in the comments, I know there's going to be some people who are interested in that. Soren, anything to add on to the Christmas light discussion? I know Ashley threw a lot out there.
Yes, she said it all. It's just that simple, and it's crazy. Like, just like you said, when adding these services stacking in top of each other. Just to give you an example, and I'll come back to the Christmas lights because she almost said it all. I'll just add a few things, just simple as she said. Um, Adding stacking services, just to give you an example in our case, right? We were struggling with our company for years, being around 600, 700 and being stuck, right? And just like Matt said, once we introduced all the CRMs, all the system in place, we grew. We start moving fast, like faster car, right? Because now we change, give estimates on place, not taking deposit, creating trust and all that. Then we add another service like concrete coatings that exploded around 2.8 millions. Then the painting, then all the services together, we are like close to 5 millions right now, right? And we're trying to hit 6 next year. But my point is here, adding this little pizza slices, right, creates your kingdom, right? I know you want to push in one direction. You stay with one business, give 100% is what you have. Stay with it, push. But at the same time, if you open your eyes a little bit and see some things that you can add, like she said, we have the vans, we have the trucks. We just bought some Milwaukee sets with drawers for the lights. We just put those in a painting trucks. When we put a truck for that, we put that set in, we're good to go for that, right? So adding these businesses, side businesses, it can increase your potential so much, right? And again, like she said, like right after uh, Halloween ends, it's crazy. Over the weekend, it's like a switch. Like we got like tens and hundreds of like leads. They start coming in right now. You can't give that many estimates. You have to give everything virtually because you don't have the time to work on each job. And besides her program that we use Strander too. It's a little bit less expensive. Doesn't give you the permanent lighting option in it. It's like I think 100 some bucks the whole year. Uh, Man, you just take the image. You somebody calls, right? Somebody calls right now. We send a campaign for all our clients from the email. Hey, we do Christmas lights. We are here to help you. You love us already. You know how we do. Let's do this one more time with Christmas lights. Now you get those leads. Create a Google account. What I realize helps a little bit if you have the money to invest. I'm the My opinion is separating the business, create a website for Christmas lights, a website for power washing. You look more professional. Now you can have a Google local that's free because now you have a separate account and all that. You can push harder, right? So I really like separating search engine optimization from different purposes, right?
Great.
Now we can push way harder because we have the tool, right? um, and Going like with free things like advertising, like all kind of like groups, they're free. Go on your local community, get all the groups, put a picture, get an AI picture. Doesn't have to be yours. You're just starting. Look what we do, right? It's simple as this. Somebody calls from your signs, from your ads. You just, while you have them on the phone, what we do, just like she said, we pull the image, we just screen it, put it in Strander. Right on the spot, we pull the lines and we qualify. Qualifying, what does it mean? Is we want to know how much they want to spend. We don't have time. We have so many leads waiting. We don't have time to lose if you are not serious or you don't have the budget, right? So first, we want to give them the basic, just the front gutter line in the front. We say, hey, this is the price, temporary, permanent, right? What's your budget? Does it fit? Or oh, I thought it's only $400. We can send anybody out of the office for $400, right? So this is the price. Do you like it? Oh, I love it, but I would like a gingerbread house. Okay, now that means they are qualified for our basic, so they want the front. Now let's offer them a gingerbread. Now put the lights on the all the sides of the house, ridges, whatever. Now becomes a three, 35, $4,000 project, right? We qualify them. They say yes. They have on jobber to approve it. Done. Customers, we don't have time to go on the job. The only time when we go on the job with the permanent lights. And now, since we got into this, now we realize how many clients they want permanent lights, so we can install all year long now. And the average job is around $4,000 or $5,000. So it becomes almost like the garage floors that we do a $5,000 job, right? Then we have to go because we got to figure out a few things, transformers and all that stuff. But temporary lights, it's so easy. It's just you qualify them, and then once we qualify them, say, hey, let's create an estimate. We put everything in the system with the design where the lights go. We send them with the options, and they pick. And the training, there are a few companies. Actually, I worked with those companies, and I'm still working. What she had on the paper over there. Uh, you can even learn online, or you can. They have free trainings. They have, depends where you are in the United States. They host trainings. They pay for food. They pay for everything. So you just have to drive there or whatever. What fly there? It's free. You just go one day with them, listen. They even do some mock-up, like they do some installs. They go to a house that they have next door. They put the lights on. It's so simple. And it's crazy why wouldn't you add it just to make the extra few hundred thousand millions or whatever, how hard do you want to push it, you know? Um, yeah, and then you can even have the, once you get a little bit better with it, you can get into the permanent lighting. Pretty awesome products. You can set them up to be different colors for different holidays. The catch, how we very successful with those lighting, we call them architectural lighting because each light is controlled independently. So we explain, hey, after holidays like Christmas, whatever you light the house for, you can use it as an architectural lighting. What does it mean? I can control each light bulb. So I say, hey, you have a front porch, you have 4 columns. How about for the rest of the year, we're going to program it to have 2 lights, white lights in top of each column, and 2 lights on the corners. So it becomes an architectural lighting. People love that idea. Oh my gosh, anyway, I wanted to install those in the ground. I can have it on the house even nicer. So now you realize you get in a business that you can it just explodes. You can do all year like gutter guards, permanent lighting. It's how much you want to push, how much you want to work.
And all right, so when you brought up a good point here, and Ashley can't necessarily leverage this as well as you can, but how many of your customers do you cross sell? Like, what percentage of your customers come from painting and then add in holiday lighting, or reach out to you if they need some gutters installed or some gutter guards installed.
It's crazy how much upsell you can do. That's the benefit having like so many trades. When you I don't have here. Wait, actually, let me see. I'll show you why it's a benefit. We have our own magazine. Instead of
I
paying,
love this.
actually paying everybody, you pay for an ad for Clean Magazine or whatever. Since we have so many trades, we print our own magazine for 13 cents. So has the painting on the front, then has floor tech, concrete coatings. Then it has pressure washing, Christmas lights, gutter guards, everything. So it's called your local professionals. So now this became a local paper in our town. So when somebody picks somebody from this, it's us. It costs 18 cents, no, 13 cents to print, 24 to send it. You just drop it at your post office. So having all these businesses together, I think they cross-reference so much, even not like Austin said, when you go for an estimate, right? Actually from the office, they call me as they say, hey, can you go please for this permanent lighting? This guy is so obsessed with it, he wants to install it. Everybody's busy, nobody can go. I said, I'll go, I'll go talk to them. I drove my truck, I have on it floor to concrete coatings. Now he wants to do his garage. And now he heard our name for the painting. He wants to do his painting. So suddenly on that job, I sold the lights, I sold painting, and I sold a garage floor. So that's a proof if you have people that they care working for you, going on the jobs, you can cross sell so much. Same thing, our painters, they go on the job, always they leave the magazine. Hey, if you need any other services, here's what we offer. Oh my gosh, you do Christmas lights, we need that. So it's so much you can cross reference. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is critical for everybody to understand is that just because your audience isn't looking for your services this time of the year, they're looking for something, right? And you might as well put yourself out there. To Ashley's point, you already got the tools. It's just a matter of learning a new skill and assigning that to somebody. This is where leveraging your network. Ashley's given you a ton of tools and resources, guys. Go use the link in that chat right there. That you can start implementing these things tomorrow. I mean, there's still time. Ashley, you mentioned that it starts to
Yeah.
see a dip around
It's kind
December
of late.
10th.
It's like by the time you have to do everything, I don't know. You still can catch some jobs.
Yeah, I mean, just at least put the motions in place this year and prep yourself for next year. Soren, when do you typically start marketing for a service like this? I know Ashley mentioned September. Is that typically when
Yes.
you guys? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you want to bring the name. You go. Another advantage with the services, we try to keep the same name, medias for the Christmas lights. So since we have radio advertising, TV, magazines, like we saturated the market with our painting company, right? So when we brought this on the market, it's almost when you just say the name media, so then oh, we work with these people. Oh, they do Christmas lights. We love them. So yeah, we start usually September, and just like she had on the paper, she had it perfect. I think we had the same teachers, same instructors. So she had it perfect. Yard signs doesn't require like only yard signs, Facebook, Google, and I think that would do it. It all. I mean, it's only that many leads you can take because it's crazy fast. It's happening everything quick. So you have to be able to take all those phone calls and leads.
So Soren, between let's say the painting, pressure washing, gutter, and holiday lighting,
Mhm.
what does your revenue split look like between those? Are you seeing those consistently grow across the board each year? How much time does each vertical typically take? Like, just paint the picture for anybody who might be looking to jump into this and what they're getting themselves into.
Okay, so for yeah, you didn't mention one, and I think that's something that other painting companies should look into it. Like the concrete coatings, they already do epoxy floors all year long. Hey, can you do epoxy? Yes. I think concrete coating is such a big player. When we open it in the first year, we made, I think, 700,000. Second year, 1.5. Now we're gonna hit 2.5. Next year, 3.5. It's a crazy player, and I think everybody should look into it. It's such an important player. It's a big industry. It's exploding. You should look into it. Second, pressure washing. Pressure washing is vital because any painting job any exterior, they need a pressure washing first. Why would you let them go to another company? Because another company has a painting company, the pressure washing company, that's going to give them a price for the painting. Hey, why do we do everything? So you want to match those companies having your inside service of pressure washing, right? And pressure washing, it's one of my favorite services because you don't go in people's homes. They are at work. You can just clean a home. They being at work, they don't know what's going on. Their life is so busy. They're just gonna pay online with a credit card, and you make your money. Don't It's no stress. It's no complaint. It's nothing. It's the smoothest home service that you can have. Like period. I love it, and I want to grow it quick because it's so much potential in it. You can have two trucks bringing every month close to 100,000 with two trucks, two guys. Why not? Or you can grow it to whatever number you wanted to push. Same thing, Facebook, Google, pay per click, and I think
Oh, Soren, we might have lost your audio there. And guys, I did drop the links. I think Ashley, you might have sent those to. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, links are in the chat if anybody's looking for those links from Ashley. So please grab those. And anybody interested in getting this up and running, for sure, reach out to Ashley and her team. This is something they specialize in. So if she can't help you on the marketing side, she can definitely help point you and introduce you to a network of people who can at least get your foot in the door on that side. Soren, do we have your audio back? Or are you still working on that? Ashley, anything to add based on what Soren said here? I know he's doing some heavy cross-selling, right? So for somebody who's really just kind of getting their feet wet this year in this industry, now you have plenty of experience on the marketing side. Any recommendations on like, hey, if you were a painting contractor looking into breaking in, like where would you initially start?
I would start with my cheat sheet and I would go and try to find a lot of these distributors also offer training because they want your loyalty, right? So like Soren was saying, it is free training. They're tickled to get you guys to go get some free training. They're also going to hook you up with lights. So that would be the first thing that I would do is just go get the training, go find a good distributor that you can trust. And it's pretty, I mean, it's that easy. Hit the easy. I gave you a link to an easy button that I pushed. I mean, it's still working, but but that's what I would do is go find where you're going to get these lights from.
Yeah, so good. Now, so we have a few questions here. I want to get these answered as well. Soren, do we have
yes,
you back?
yes,
There we
technology.
go. Awesome. Okay, cool. So Soren, I have a few questions for you based on the fact that you have multiple businesses under the same name. So, we have a question here about like how you name your businesses. So can you run through them based on the fact that you have Media's painting? I believe it's Media's Christmas lights. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, media's pressure washing. Disadvantages and advantages. I'll go quick on that. When we opened a concrete coating company, its name Floor Tech Concrete Coatings. We went that route because we thought, as for search engine optimization, Floor Tech Concrete Coatings, to have it in the names, floor and concrete coatings, it helps us dramatically. So based on that, we made a decision to go with that name. And yes, it helped a lot, right? Medias is a town where I'm from in Romania. It's a not popular name over here. Um, and we decided to go with the pressure washing since was part of the painting, kind of like keep it as medias. And for Christmas lights, we kept Christmas lights in the name, but we put medias, but we put Christmas lights, the keyword. We want that niche in the market. That was another way of thinking. Should we have holiday lighting to cover more spectrum, kind of to make everybody happy, or should we Christmas lights? And we were like, when we suffer, it's Christmas. Well, the Christmas, that's when we needed the keyword. So yes, few of them are under medias, and Floor Tech, it's under Floor Tech concrete coatings.
Yeah, and I know, Soren, you mentioned you have separate websites for each one. This is another
Mhm.
question that popped up here. So, guys, if you're just getting started, if you guys already have, let's say, a website for the painting side, you can easily just add on a landing page on the existing domain to get things up and running, right?
Mhm.
Soren's really talking about like the next level of when you really want to start marketing something like this. It's really important to have a business profile that's separate from the painting business, to have a separate website, to have a separate Facebook page. And like this is all just fun, like foundational groundwork stuff that you can get up and running with very limited time and very limited investment. And then it's just a matter of building up the reputation, right? So cross-selling your existing customers, making sure you're sending them to the right place to leave you a review online. Soren, did I miss anything there?
No, I think you're perfectly correct. I think a landing page would do it for the start, but if you want to grow, you want to have uh, a best like a better presence online. You need to be yourself with that company because you can have a Google profile. It's free, brings so many jobs. So you need to separate that to go to to promote that special product much better.
Yeah, so guys, I know we've come a long way today. We first had Alex and then Matt on, talked about like the mindset and the proactive nature required to keep yourself busy this time of the year. And then just using the right language, right? So not referring to the slow season, but rather than just the winter season and just the different strategy that's involved there. This is a different approach, right? It does require more legwork and more upfront investment, whether that's time or money. But the goal here, like, can you imagine come October? You have people reaching out to you for holiday lighting versus the slowdown that typically happens on the demand curve around the painting side, especially on the residential side. We're going to be getting into commercial here in a moment. If there's any other questions, please pop those in the chat here for Ashley and Soren. Soren, if you had to, we've already asked Ashley like where to get started, right? She's got her cheat sheet in the chat there. If you had to make a recommendation for a painting business owner who was interested in potentially mitigating some of the seasonal demand associated with the painting side, like you have multiple services. You mentioned the floor tech and the concrete coating side. Is that where you'd recommend like a logical next step to getting an additional service added on, or like where would you recommend they start looking next?
Concrete coatings it's a much deeper company, needs way more training. The investment it's 150,000. So yeah, it brings a lot of money, but the investment it's pretty heavy. The machines, the trucks, and all that. If you just want to add something to go grow slow with a little investment, probably Christmas lights is the best. Second least expensive. I mean, maybe the same gutter guards, and why do you think Leaf Guard, one company, Leaf Guard, it's a $2 billion company? Google it. Why? Because it's the easiest thing. Like one guy installed gutter guards and created more offices, just grew, and now it's a $2 billion in the United States. Gutter guards. How? Because it's so easy. You need ladders and a drill and people to go and bzz, 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 right? So same thing like Christmas lights. You just hang the plastics on the gutters. Pretty much that's all. So those are the easiest, fastest investments, fastest things that you can add. Pressure washing requires a machine. If you want to get more advanced, it's a higher investment. Once you get in the trucks, in the skids, concrete coatings, it costs some money.